Welcome to episode 15 of The Alec Hogg Show, a long-form audio biography where we delve into the lives of inspirational South Africans. Our guest in this episode is a third world child, an author, marketer, entrepreneur, the product of authentic South African activists. His name, GG Alcock. GG Alcock grew up in a mud hut with no electricity or running water, in a district selected precisely because of its medieval-type economy. This unusual childhood gives Alcock a unique perspective on the complexities of a homeland which, like him, straddles the first and third worlds.
My parents were political activists and kind of community workers. They decided to find the worst possible place on the planet to do this work, because my father said if we could transform a place that's really, really bad, agriculturally and from an incomes perspective and so on, that's an example for the rest of South Africa and Africa. Many of the skills I learned and the understanding of culture and lifestyle and even business came to a large extent from understanding how people live in those spaces. I think that there's not enough of that exposure of people to different parts of our society. Half of what I do now is invest in opportunities in this informal sector because no one's doing that. And they're not doing it because there's no data, and there's no business case that protects them. The reality is that there's been an incredible transformation of lifestyle, standards of living and stuff in the township environment. We still have these perceptions that township households are 10 or 15 people. Now, yeah, there may be, but that's a historical bias and an anecdotal bias. You're talking about suburban houses, formal houses, smaller families, high income, really good lifestyles. They're middle class.
Doesn't that make you hopeful about the future of this
Absolutely.
country?
I'm the most optimistic about this country, not because I think that the government's going to make a difference, but because the middle classes in South Africa, particularly the black middle classes, are going to be transformative.
How are you seeing this country develop in the next 10 years, given that we still have this sweet spot of first world, highly sophisticated business on the one hand, but with a growing move towards the informal market, which you've spoken and written a lot about?
I increasingly see this growth of this hybrid economy. I mean, it's called the unseen economy or the invisible economy, but it's not invisible to the people within it. So I believe that this hybrid economy is going to grow. Government's opening its eyes more and more to it. Corporates, businesses are saying, how do we penetrate this sector more?
You've been listening to another BizNews production. Be sure to catch all our podcasts by subscribing to BizNews Radio on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, or by visiting biznews.com. I'm Alec Hogg. Until the next time, cheerio.